Buying a home is pretty simple. I think finding the home is a lot harder than getting approved for a home. As long as you meet those three factors, first one being credit, debt to income ratio, down payment. And so as long as we can figure out those three things, we can get you approved for a mortgage. Now, the biggest thing is sometimes you'll have two of those things. Sometimes you'll have one of those things. And so we never just decline you and say, well, hope you figure it out. Come to us when you do. We always put you on the next home path of home ownership.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Investor Fuel Podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kessel. Today I'm joined by someone I've been looking forward to chatting with, Richard Yeppez, who's been making serious moves in the mortgage lending space. So excited to have you on the show today, Richard.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for having me on.
Awesome. Yeah, I think our listeners are really going to take something away from how you're approaching helping people get their loans and mortgages all squared away. So let's dive in.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So yeah, first off, for those who are not familiar with you and your world, can you give the short version of what your main focus is?
So our main focus here at Next Mortgage is, turning triers into buyers. I think anybody on their life path of goals has that goal of home ownership. And so our main goal here is to make sure you understand what that looks like in all facets, as far as payment, as far as what area that you want to be in. So we try to make sure that the home buying process is as easy as possible. And, we want to make sure that it's a pleasant experience for you. It's not as intimidating as everybody makes it.
Awesome. And where are you operating your business in?
So my office is in Houston, Texas, which is a pretty big city as far as everybody's moving here. And, even with the cost of Houston going up, it still seems to be a melting pot of people. And so the home ownership inventory is great right now. So I think everybody can still get into a home that's pretty reasonably priced. And when you pair that up with a great mortgage from Next Mortgage, it kind of makes that transaction a lot better for you.
Awesome. And do you operate your business in other areas as well?
Yes. So outside of my headquarters being in Houston, Texas, I'm also the regional manager for all of Texas. So I'm licensed in Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and California. I know that kind of spreads me out pretty thin, but the great thing is that everything we do can be done all over the computer, but you still get the same level of service as if I'm in the room next with you.
Awesome. And yeah, what has been the key to keeping your business running smoothly?
Man, I think just being transparent. I think anytime, I think not a lot of people buy a home in their lifetime. I'm sure if I asked you how to buy a car, you'd probably give me some tips and tricks because you've probably done it once or twice. But buying a home is probably that one purchase that someone's only going to probably do once in their lifetime. And so it could be pretty intimidating because you don't know where to start. Interest rates, 30-year mortgages, having a loan for 30 years.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Can't even think that far out. So what we kind of do here at Next Mortgage is we kind of make sure you understand the process and how it works and the benefits of home ownership. And as far as, renting, because, if you're renting, your interest rate's 100%. So that's one thing to consider. You're helping somebody else pay down their mortgage. And so we want you to be the owners of your destiny here at Next Mortgage, and making sure you understand what that looks like is when you walk away post-closing with a great experience.
Awesome. So, yeah, what are some of the common roadblocks that many of your clients come to you with that you help them resolve?
So one of the biggest things is buying a home is pretty simple. I think finding the home is a lot harder than getting approved for a home. As long as you meet those three factors, first one being credit, because the institutions put credit guidelines on us that we have to abide by. And if you can meet those credit guidelines, what we look at is called debt to income ratio, to make sure that the income you have coming in could support the debt you have going out. And the last piece is that every loan, unless you're a veteran or doing some kind of down payment assistance, has a down payment requirement. And so as long as we can figure out those three things, we can get you approved for a mortgage. Now, the biggest thing is sometimes you'll have two of those things. Sometimes you'll have one of those things. And so we never just decline you and say, well, hope you figure it out. Come to us when you do. We always put you on the next home path of home ownership. And so if your credit is not where it needs to be, we can help you do rapid rescoring to get your credit scores up. If your income is not where it needs to be, we can kind of coach you along to how to make that debt to income ratio lower so you can be a homeowner. And so we have a lot of different things here where we coin the phrase, we turn triers into buyers here at Next Mortgage. And so if you wanna try, we're gonna help you buy.
Awesome. I love that. And are you mostly supporting first-time homeowners or working with investors as well?
So we work with all niches here at Next Mortgage. So actually, Next Mortgage is a Homes for Hero lender. And so we love our first responders. So if you're a police officer, firefighter, or a veteran, we're going to, definitely provide you a discount on our lender fees, because if you serve the community, we want to serve you as far as home ownership is concerned. We work with first-time home buyers, where we're one of the only mortgage companies that has 4 down payment assistance programs to help first-time home buyers become a homeowner. And then we also work with those repeat buyers as far as investors. We have DSCR programs, a lot of different programs to help investors grow their real estate portfolio on different kind of mortgages, where we're not utilizing debts against them, where we're actually helping them use those debts to leverage additional houses.
Amazing. Yeah. So I know a lot of people listening to this show are particularly investors. So, what are some ways that you're supporting them and maybe some tools you can provide guidance on right now?
Well, a lot of investors tend to be self-employed investors. And if you're self-employed, one thing that we find out is, of course, you kind of want to write off as much money as possible so you're not paying the IRS all this income that you're making. So when you do that, unfortunately, as a lender, in most cases, you can only use the income that you're reporting to the IRS. And so we actually have a great investor program called a DSCR loan, which is a debt service loan. And so the great thing about that is that if you're still willing to put down the 20% that's needed for an investment in property, as long as the home can support the monthly payment as far as the rent. So if the rent for that property would be $2,000 and the monthly payment on that property is below $2,000, we can still finance that home and we don't even look at your income. And so where the home is paying for itself, that's just one tool that we use for a lot of investors who are writing off their income is that DSCR loan, because income is not a factor as long as the home can support itself as far as monthly rent.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Amazing. Yeah, that's so important. So, where do you kind of vision your business going? Do you have any big goals for where you're heading?
Well, in this business, if you don't have goals, then you're kind of not reaching for anything. Every year, the Yeppez team will repeat President's Club recipients. So this will actually be the fifth year in a row we're with President's Club. And so the great thing about that is that just shows the amount of homeowners that we're helping. And so every year we try to get better and reach that, have that additional reach to help more homeowners. And that's the name of the game. As much as we want to meet our sales goals and things like that, our business is the most gratifying part of our business is getting more people in the homes that never knew they could be a homeowner before. And so meeting those goals and helping more people get into homes, we're actually the number 9th lender in the state of Texas that provides down payment assistance. Out of all of Texas, which is the hugest state in the world, for us to be number 9 in providing that down payment assistance is pretty amazing.
Awesome. I love that. Yeah, are you guys have any plans to like scale, um, maybe more offices or yeah, just your business in any way?
Absolutely. So we're always looking to hire great loan officers who are looking to get into the business or actually have been in the business. We actually have a great relationship with a real estate office that we tend to grow with. And so it's all about creating referral partners. The biggest thing when it comes to referral partners, for them to scale in their business, we always feel like you need a good team behind you to help you scale, whether it be an agent or a builder. It's always good to have a lender that works on the weekends and answers their phone at 8 p.m. because they understand that you're trying to get a pre-approval. And so us just trying to scale and bring on more referral partners and be available to those builders as far as becoming a deal saver is what we're trying to do this year.
Amazing. Yeah, that is so important to grow the business in that way. So let me ask you this. Every business owner has moments where things get real. Maybe a deal goes sideways or you have to pivot fast. Would you mind sharing one of those moments for you and how you overcame it?
Absolutely. So, what a lot of things that builders are doing right now is they're providing these amazing interest rates if you go with their builder. Let's just take Lennar for an example. Lennar right now is promoting a 4.99 interest rates as long as you're buying their spec properties that are already on the ground. So, of course, if you're pre-approved with me, but you walk into Lennar, they're going to say this amazing interest rate that I can't even provide. So it's kind of like, more power to you. Definitely get that interest rate. But there's a lot of cases where the builder's lender, all lenders are not created equal. So they'll go to this builder's lender and expecting this 4.99 interest rate. And there's been times where the builder's lender hasn't been able to get them approved because they're a broker. The difference between a broker and a mortgage company is that a broker who's a mortgage lender has to sell that loan to a third party, and that loan has to fit that box. And if it doesn't, then that mortgage lender is not going to buy that loan, such as a UWM, United Wholesale. They buy loans from brokers, and if it doesn't meet UWM's guidelines, then they're not going to buy that loan, and technically you don't have an approval. The great thing about Next Mortgage is we are a mortgage lender, and so we don't have to sell our loans to anybody. We're the ones getting it approved, so we kind of create the guidelines, and we have more say so on what we're approving. So when these people walk into a broker's office and they're not able to get it done because they're not meeting this box scenario, they can come back to us, and where we can dissect the file a little bit more to make it work for them, we're able to get them approved. And that's the great thing that we love here, is that we always have a hand on the file, and we're able to do things and be more creative, we feel.
Yeah, I love that. I think the creativity is so important. Are there any like cases where maybe someone's not the right fit for your services?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
I think and it's so funny you bring this up. Yesterday, we're actually having a team meeting. And so I asked them a valid question. If you're not able to get someone approved for a home loan, does that take away their desire to be a homeowner? Absolutely not. And so if we're not able to get them approved, they still want to be a homeowner. They're still walking away from that conversation saying, well, I still want to buy a house. And so our biggest thing is to never turn them away. The biggest thing I hate is when you walk into a TJ Maxx and you're buying all this stuff from Home Goods, and when you're at the register, they're saying, "Hey, would you like to sign up for a Home Goods card?" And you can save 15%. And in your mind, you're like, "Cool, that could save me a couple of dollars." But if you're declined for that card, they're like, well, we'll send you something in the mail. So it doesn't really tell you how to become a credit card holder with Home Goods or whatever. They just say, oh, you didn't get approved and have a nice day and thank you for buying our stuff. That's the exact opposite what we don't want here. If someone doesn't get approved for us, and unfortunately that happens because maybe the income isn't there, maybe they don't make enough income, maybe their credit is not where it needs to be. We still want to give them the tools so they can be. And maybe they're not going to be with us one day, but at least if we give them the tools to become homeowners, then eventually that will change for them. Maybe the job they work at now doesn't pay them enough money, but maybe the job they get in the future will pay them just a right amount. And so making sure that they understand what that looks like, because if their situation changes later on, they're going to think about us again, because we definitely don't want to lose them as a customer. They're going to think about us again because we told them, hey, well, when I was working at XYZ, I was only making $15 an hour. And of course, I couldn't have been a homeowner. But now that I'm working at ABC, I'm making $25 an hour. And how much house can I afford now?
Yeah, I think that's important, really focusing on the long term vision for that client instead of just what you can do right now.
Absolutely.
So, when it comes to, yeah, like fostering new relationships, growing your network, what has made the biggest difference for you?
Social media. It's one thing, like I said, I'm licensed in so many states, but I can only be in one state at a time. And so just getting the message out on social media has been a big part of our business plan. I get on to my employees underneath me. When I look at their Facebooks and their Instagrams, and they're not saying anything about mortgages. They're not, they're talking about how their kid went to school, and that's all fine and dandy, but if the biggest thing is we're all CEOs of our own business at the end of the day, because we all foster our own relationships. You got to let the masses know, hey, I'm a loan officer. You got to let them know so much that they never second guess it. Because the last thing you want to do is go scrolling down your feed and you see that your neighbor next door bought a house and they used somebody else. And you're like, wait a minute. Why didn't you even come to me? Or why didn't you ask me to use me for your mortgage? That's what I do. And so the biggest part of social media is definitely getting the message across and letting people know as far as you can reach it, what you do, how that benefits them for using you.
Totally. Do you have like your favorite platforms? What's your social media presence like?
So ChatGPT is my best friend now. Me and ChatGPT are like this. We hang out quite a bit. And so I'm trying to really dive into AI as much as possible, because it kind of I can brainstorm with it. I don't know if you've ever had like a back and forth conversation with Chat GPT. It's pretty cool. And so I may be thinking about something, and then Chat GPT will take it a step further, and I'll be like, yeah, that sounds a lot better than what I was thinking about. And so utilizing AI to the point where maybe you can expand that dialogue, that you can reach more that audience. Instagram and Facebook is always that normal social media platform. I'm just now diving into TikTok. TikTok really feels intimidating to me because I feel like I have to be dancing on TikTok to get noticed. But just utilizing AI on, social Instagram and Facebook is kind of where my basis starts.
Yeah,
Are you still there?
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're using AI to support you in growing social media. That's awesome. Are you using it for your business as well?
Absolutely. So, the biggest part I'll do with AI, and I don't know about you, but I actually gave my Chat GPT a name because I got tired of saying, "Hey Chat GPT, hey Chat." So my Chat GPT's name is Jubilee. So I'll just say, "Hey Jubilee, what do you think about this?" or "What do you think about this?" And so I try to have a theme day every day. So you'll have a mortgage Mondays, and you'll have a think about it Tuesdays, and what's up Wednesdays. And so when it's kind of hard to come up with an idea every day. So the great thing about Chat GPT is you can kind of come up with those theme days. That way you're putting out informative content, entertaining content. So it's not all mortgage related. There's a couple of pictures of my kids in there as well. But the good thing is you're giving out pertinent information. You're just not throwing stuff out there hoping it sticks.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's such a valuable way to use that tool and to help support your business. I love that. So yeah, before we wrap up here, if people want to connect with you, collaborate, reach out, learn more about your business and everything you're offering, where are the best places that people can connect with you?
So if you go on Google and you just type in hashtag Mr. Next Mortgage, that's Mr. NEXT Mortgage, you're going to find all of my social media, especially if you just type in Richard Yeppez in Google. I got like the first 3 pages. So that's a big part of finding me. My phone number is on all my contact information. You'll be able to find me, top links and things like that. So definitely hashtag Mr. Next Mortgage. You're going to find all of my contact information. You'll definitely find my Next Mortgage website if you'd like to apply and find out and have a conversation with me from there. So that's a great way to get a hold of me. My cell phone is my office phone. So if you call that number, you're going to get a hold of me every time.
Amazing. Perfect. So, yeah, thank you so much for sharing your story, your perspective, and your knowledge. Thank you for being here.
Michelle, thank you for having me on.
Awesome. For those tuning in, if you got value, make sure you've subscribed. We have more conversations coming with operators just like Richard who are building real businesses, and we'll see you all on our next episode.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.